And how cool was that opening screen? Welcome, guys, to the Pinnacle 3. It's nice to be back for a third time around. And today we have lots of great games for you guys. Group A is going to play. It's going to be featuring Dog, ek0p, Faramir, and Forsen. And before we get to the games, joining me today is, of course, the one and only Liquid Monk. And there are two Trumps on the screen. Yeah, Mark
Two Amazes.
Two
right?
Amazes. Oh, man. Two Masans. Masan is actually playing this tournament, too. So how are you doing, though?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be watching this tournament, to be casting this tournament, because it's got so many great players. In fact, it has 4 German players. Half this tournament is going to be filled with Germans, right? We're going to have ek0p, Faramir, ek0p, and Gara. Like, the Germans are taking over.
Well, yeah, to be honest, we only invited 2 Germans, but then 2 other Germans are qualified through the 16-man bracket, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, a lot of teams are represented today. First of all, if we look at brackets for today, we see that Dog is going to be playing for Complexity, of course. More on those later. I think we have some player profiles set up. But yeah, Dog is going to... Let's just leave that first. Dog and ek0p is going to be playing first, and then afterwards, it's going to be Faramir versus Forsen. Today, we're going to be finishing the whole Group A, so we're going to see 5 total matches. This is a double elimination, guys, in Pinnacle 3, and it also carries off to the playoffs. For example, if you finish Group A in the winners bracket, you also play in the winners bracket in the playoffs. So it's very important to not drop a match ever. And of course, tomorrow will be Group B, which will feature the rest of the players. I think Masan, ek0p, and oh man, this is hard. Masan, ek0p, Gara, and who am I missing, Monk?
Masan, ek0p, Gara.
It's on the screen.
And Kalento. How could we forget Kalento?
How did we forget about Kalento? Yeah, that's terrible. But yeah, Group B is gonna start tomorrow as well. So yeah, let's pop right into it. A few admin things, I guess. Players are playing for $5,000. First place does get 2,500. Second place is 1,500. Third is 750, and fourth is 250. And of course, this tournament is sponsored by G2A.com and Twitch. Thank you very much for that. We also have a GTA.com giveaway later today, actually after this series. So you guys want to stick around, of course. And finally, this Pinnacle 3 does use the coup system. If you're unfamiliar with it, it's basically very simple. It's like last hero standing, and you also have a ban, but the ban can be used during the mulligan. So you actually can see the matchup, and if you want to use the ban, then their deck is eliminated, so on and so forth, best of 5. So yeah, I think that's really it. Did I miss anything, Monk?
Yeah, it looks really good. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a video later about the coup system, explaining to everyone what exactly that is. It's a really nice system. It's kind of a change of pace of what we normally see, last hero standing, sometimes conquest even. But yeah, just really great system. And I think we're going to have some really good games because of the system in general.
Awesome. We'll skip the video for now because I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat right now knows the whole system, right? So we'll just play after this series. So let's jump ahead to Dog and ek0p. First of all, that is ek0p. His signature eyeballs, of course. He's playing for Cloud9, and he's won a couple of first tournaments there. I love the recent victims list there.
Yeah, it's a really cute addition that we don't normally see. But
ek0p is actually moving. I thought that was like a still screen. Oh man.
Yeah, I thought that was a picture that he had submitted at first. Okay, we were going to move on to Dog. He's going to have some really interesting recent victims. He's got Nyria, Kalento, and Savit. So Team Liquid a little falling down there to this Dog player.
Right, and of course, Dog hasn't got a first place yet. So yeah, we'll have to see. He's not moving. I think he's moving, right? It's not a still screen. All right, okay. Well, there you go. All right, so there you go. These are the 4 classes that the players are bringing. Dog is bringing Druid, Hunter, Mage, and a Rogue. And over ek0p, it's basically the same except for the Paladin and Warlock changes.
Yeah, Warlock is a class that we've seen pretty recently in the form of Silent Storm's Demon deck. But ek0p, normally he brings kind of a different Demon deck, the Dark Wanyx Demon deck. And it's a deck that I'm really excited to see. It's a little different from the Silent Storm Demon deck, but kind of the same. It uses Mistress of Pain, and also uses Demon Heart. So not a card we see often, but a card that is really exciting when it gets played.
Oh yeah, didn't we see ek0p play that in a recent tournament?
Yeah, in a lot of recent tournaments he's played it. But the most recent one was probably the King of the I Hearth You King of the Hill tournament, where he won at least 2 games with it, especially against Freeze Mage. If if ek0p decides to eventually play the Demon Lock against Freeze Mage, I think it'll be like close to a very easy win. Just because if you get Mistress's Pain plus Demon Heart, you're just going to be doing 6 damage and healing 6 damage every single turn. But yeah, this game, you start off with Rogue versus Freeze Mage.
And isn't this matchup really, really bad for the Rogue?
Yeah, typically, when Miracle Rogue was really popular back in the day, Freeze Mage was actually typically a counter for the Rogue. And I believe it was, I think RDU was one of the first players actually to bring a Freeze Mage to a tournament just to specifically counter Miracle Rogue.
Yeah. I remember, the one matchup I remember for this one was the RDU versus Forsen, where
Yeah, of course.
Killed his own mad scientist to bring the ice block to win the game. That was really exciting. But yeah, ek0p's just gonna clean out these pesky loot hoarders and probably drop a 3-drop here. Farseer, would you want to save a Farseer? Probably not, right? Because if your opponent uses Alexstrasza, you're probably dead.
Yeah, exactly. You probably just want to get a lot of pressure on the board, so you either want to choose the Earthen Ring Farseer or the SI agent. And between the two, I think the SI agent is going to have a bit more utility in the future, killing off like more mad scientists or even helping to clear doomsayers.
Yeah. Well, ek0p does have to basically is on the timer because Dog already has the Alexstrasza in hand. Mad scientist is probably going to pop some of the secrets. Oh, the ice block is not too good of a draw, right? I mean, if you draw secrets too fast, Mad scientist is kind of like redundant.
Yeah, you want as few secrets as possible in your hand. And we've seen like in recent tournaments, in the ESL tournament over the weekend, actually, some players drew 2 mad scientists and they drew like, when they're playing Mech Mage, they drew both their mirror entities and then you're just like kind of screwed there.
Yeah. I actually like those situations more where you have to decide whether to play mad scientists or secrets because right now mad scientist is just like a must play, right? Yeah. Over ek0p's side, the Violet Teacher got frozen. I guess you want to set up for like, an AoE turn and whatnot. So ek0p might not be wanting to play any more minions. Is that what he's thinking?
Yeah, if you use spells, you put more minions on the board anyway. So I guess his thought process is that if he commits more to the board, it's more vulnerable to something like a board sweep like Cone of Cold or Blizzard later on in later turns.
I guess the one way Dog can lose this if ek0p just, puts out damage from like in the middle of nowhere and just pops the ice block really, really fast. Because we do know that that's an ice block because it didn't trigger an attack.
Yeah, if rogues these days are very known for burst, most run 2 Tinker's Sharpsword Oils. So if he can get that off, it's fairly easy to pop the ice block. But right now, as we see it, the rogue board isn't too fast. There's only 2 significant minions on it and only 7 damage coming to the mage's face in the next turn. And he'll even heal or he'll get armor for 8 damage. So in effect, it's going to be like a neutral effect in terms of his HP next turn.
Right. Well, that ping went to the Farseer as well. So if that's not saying that I have Blizzard mixed in, I don't know what is. Would it make sense to heal the Violet Teacher here just to maintain some board pressure?
Yeah, a lot of players, well, not a new players, when they're facing Freeze Mage, are like, oh, I have to heal past the Freeze Mage's damage. But usually you can't do that. You can't heal more than the Freeze Mage can deal damage. So you have to just keep putting pressure on the board, get your board more stable. So healing, I think, would be healing his Violet Teacher would be a pretty good play.
All right, see if ek0p decides to do that. I guess he can also play his second Violet Teacher. It's also a move, but preserving this one on the board seems really, really strong. It's gonna think really hard. Come on, I mean, why would your opponent ping the Farseer for no reason, right?
Well, he could be thinking, is my opponent bluffing me? Does he actually have... Wow, he plays nothing, so...
Wow, this is going to be a bit punishing.
Now, Dog, after he sees ek0p has played nothing, he might decide to actually reserve the Blizzard, but no, he just goes for it.
Right.
This could be a little risky in the future because, as we can see in Dog's hand, he doesn't have any more board clears.
For now. We do know he can draw a lot, Yeah. Well, Deadly Poison actually going to come up here. Oh, I thought it was just going to be another SI. Oh, never mind. Thinks bad of it.
Yeah, I like the SI a bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you use deadly poison, you don't use your mana efficiently unless you like eviscerate the face. And I just like getting minions on the board. You know, Strifecrow once said, the almighty Strifecrow, he said, you know what, minions are just exactly like spells when you get them on the board. Like the SI agent is basically like deal 3 damage every single turn. So it's like a spell that keeps on giving.
Keeps on giving, indeed. It's like a terminal thing, right? Where if you use your removal too early, then you're just gonna run out of steam because your opponent's just gonna keep on playing minions. But Dog here, he drew a another free spell. I mean, he is pretty healthy right now. I guess he can just, you know, develop stuff. As in, like, drop cards and whatnot. Oh, it's just gonna go for Doomsayer turn right now.
Yeah. Even though this might not look like a very threatening board, what this Doomsayer says is, if you don't clear this, then you're not going to be able to play any minions this turn. So, yeah, ek0p can actually clear this fairly easily. And I think he probably should, given that he doesn't have any other significant minions in his hand right now, and he doesn't have any way to draw any more cards in his hand right now. So this board that he has currently is probably very valuable to him.
Sure. So deckhand plus eviscerate with the dagger hit. That seems pretty good. He's gonna go for the poison instead. All right.
I mean, poison plus the eviscerate clears the Doomsayer, and plus it gives him more tokens. So okay, he's actually gonna use double poison
and use the deckhand, I guess.
Okay.
As well. Huh. I guess one reason to keep the deckhand is also to like enable oils on empty board.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Whoa.
Pretty much. Okay, wow, this is full on aggression. So ek0p is like fairly all in with this play unless he draws a sprint very soon. Right, and I think this might pay off because as we can see from Dog's hand, he has no more freezes. So he's gonna Arcane Intellect, hope to draw like a Frost Nova. There we go.
There you go. Oh, that's good. That's a good card.
That was exactly what he needed.
Yeah. Yeah, if Dog doesn't freeze this, then his block is gonna get popped.
Okay, but even though he's able to freeze ek0p's entire board for this turn, he still needs to pretty much draw freezes or board clears over the next few turns. Or like that damage is going to come in no matter what.
Yep, ek0p's whirling away with his 1 damage. Oh man.
Ouch.
Getting lower and lower. That's not one of those cards. I mean, if you put Ice Bear right now, your block is still not really gonna get popped. It depends on if Dog is feeling threatened by this board, right? I mean, Oil is pretty deadly. 8 damage. Oils are basically fireballs, right? So 9, 10, Oil is like 16. So even if he just pings off or something like that. Oh my god, he's going for it.
Yeah. Is he? All right, there we go. Okay, so what this means is the game is probably going to end in the next 2 or 3 turns, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, Sap is pretty good. You do have exact lethal for Ice Block. So you can probably, you know, Sprint and Farseer, for example. I think that's pretty good. You don't want to die to a Fireball, Frostbolt, like immediately, right?
Yeah, I think the most amount of damage the Freeze Mage can do in a single turn is 20. So...
Oh, 21.
It's 21? Okay, so
yeah,
ek0p definitely won't be able to heal out of that, but he can be just a little more safe with his plays if he uses the Earth Ring Farseer. Right. He can definitely pop the block, but how does he deal with the Alexstrasza? I guess you have to
you snap it, right? Is it that bad? It's not that bad.
Yeah, I guess not. If Dog ever wants to replay the Alexstrasza ever again, he's going to have to commit a full 9 mana. And because he's committed 9 mana to the board by clearing Alexstrasza, he won't be able to play like a board clear on the same turn. So basically, like if he ever wants to play this Alexstrasza again, assuming Sap is going to come down. Yeah, and it is going to come down. If he ever wants to play the Alexstrasza again, he has to clear the board the turn before and then stabilize, which is going to be very hard. So I think this Alexstrasza generally is going to be a dead card in Dog's hand from now on.
Right. So Dog is looking to do some more damage. Gonna equip the Ice Block and probably just burn all his spells with Fireball, Frostball, Ice Lance to the face. That is gonna be a lot of damage, and Pyroblast is looking to end the game. So
Yeah.
what does ek0p need? ek0p needs Lothar.
Yeah, Lothar, anti-Keelbot yeah, anti-Keelbot I guess would
I
do
think
it.
Cuba would do it, yeah.
Yeah.
You can chop your own creature, right? So what is this gonna be?
No.
Yeah.
These 1/1 tokens are actually working against him because if he was able to kill one of his tokens, I guess he has to
He needs
eviscerate
to
a token.
Aztec into a Lothar, so he needs more spots, right? He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't just need one spot, he needs 2 spots. Oil is dead. No, that's all dead. Well, so goes the Rogue. Actually, Rogues have a lot of good matchups, but just not against Freeze Mage.
Yeah, Freeze Mage is kind of becoming like the sniping deck in tournaments lately. Like it's obviously very bad against Control Warrior, but there's a lot of decks that Freeze Mage is good against in the current meta. Some of them being like Rogue, Paladin, all forms of aggro decks like Mech Mage, Mech Shaman. Generally, I think the Freeze Mage is generally considered to be favored against. So just a very good anti-metagame deck.
All right, well, Complexity Dog takes the first game. And yeah, we're looking at to see the second match where ek0p is going to, he has to pick another class into the mage. So what would you pick into the Freeze Mage here?
I think 100% you pick the Warlock. If our assumptions are correct and ek0p is playing that Demon Lock, again, like that Mistress of Pain plus Demon Heart is just pretty much auto win. The
Okay.
Freeze Mage generally doesn't run polymorphs, so if you can deal 6 damage to the face every turn and heal 6 damage every turn, that's just going to be way too threatening. Plus, like the Mistress of Pain plus the Demon Heart is 9 HP. The Freeze Mage is never going to kill that.
All right, but is Dog gonna actually coup that once he sees his Demon Lock? I mean, if Dog did his research and watched ek0p play some games, he knows that he kind of has that in his roster, right?
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
it's a coup on the Demon Lock.
Yeah, I think a coup is probably going to be a very good choice on the Demon Lock.
So yeah, games will start when they can, and yeah, hopefully soon.
What if we're completely wrong and like ek0p brings Fatigue Mage against Freeze Mage?
Nah, I think he's a big fan of the Demon Lock. Like he's been playing that so much lately.
Oh yeah, and of course, just with all these cards, they're all the standard Demon Lock cards. They might look like Handlock cards, but that
They
mind
look like
control
Hammer
tech,
cards.
yeah, that mind control tech is like a Demon Lock, like the Dark Onyx Demon Lock standard.
Okay.
So both players are gonna run out the timer. Is Dog
ek0p's
gonna
gonna play
coup?
this smash. So like once you accept the mulligan, you cannot coup, right? Oh, Dog is gonna play this. Oh wow.
Interesting.
He likes his starting hand, I guess. He didn't even
Yeah.
replace any single card.
Yeah, that starting hand is like pretty sick. Like sometimes like in the coup system, what's really strategic about it is that even if it's a bad matchup, if you have a starting hand, you're like, oh, this is like somewhat normalizing the matchup to like more closer to 50-50. So yeah, I can play this. Sure, why not?
Yeah. Well, like druids, right? If they find Wild Growth against a shaman, it's like, okay, I'll play this. Okay. Turn 3 for Dog. He's just gonna Arcane Intellect up. And against a Warlock, generally speaking, you can do a lot of residual damage and you don't even need to rely on Alex Strezza to finish the game, right? So yeah, I think that's what Dog's going for. But once again, this Mistress of Pain is gonna maybe present some problems.
Yeah, I already see that Demon Heart is in ek0p's hand right now. So
Oh, man.
turn 3 Mistress of Pain, turn 4 Demon Heart. It just almost completely locks out the game unless Dog can get a Doomsayer combo off.
Well, can Dog just Frostbolt and ping this off? Like, that's one of the more threatening creatures, right?
Yeah, if he feels really that threatened, I think it would be a good play. But
You
No,
don't feel that at all. Like, it's a 1/4. What's gonna happen?
yeah, exactly. Like, oh, this plays exactly into my Acolyte of Pain. This is perfect,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But now, does ek0p actually do that right now? Can he just tap and play Dark Bomb instead, and then heal to full next turn with Demon Heart?
Okay, I guess he's gonna do that. That gives Dog one more turn to
kill
use
this.
his Frostbolt. Yeah, we're gonna see if he does it, because if he doesn't, he's gonna be in a world of hurt.
Yeah, that is gonna be pretty painful, actually. Oh, Mistress of Pain is actually insane. Oh, we do see a Doomsayer is gonna come down here right away. But
But-
still,
but no freezes. So yeah, Demon Heart, that's the instant play. ek0p doesn't even take any time to think about it.
The 6-9 Kurrygasm.
Is no expression from Dog. Wow.
No, he raised his eyebrows and went like, oh. Oh. Well, that happened.
This probably means Dog has already lost this game, to be honest. But we're going to see it played out. What can Dog do against this?
He lost his Doomsayer already. There's no silences in Freeze Mage, so
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not only it's not only the healing, but like the 6-9 body is just insane for a Freeze Mage to deal with normally. And like just even disregarding all the healing, like I think this Mistress is just gonna do 6 damage over the every turn for the course of like 5 or 6 turns until Freeze Mage just dies from the 6 damage.
This might be the new warrior, right? Just the counter to Freeze Mage. Just too hard to beat.
Well, that being said, like normally you typically only run 1 Demon Heart in your deck, so you have to rely on drawing the Demon Heart, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense too.
Then again, this Demon Lock also has it typically runs 2 Earthring Farseers and 2 anti-Keelbots, so
yeah, that.
Good. So good luck, Freeze Mage.
Well, ek0p just gets free life tap every single turn. That's pretty good. Alright. Well, Dog is gonna slow things down once again.
I think we're beginning to see a bit of stress coming from Dog's face right now. He's like, oh, yeah. Mistress of Pain. Yeah, Mistress of Pain.
Another good thing about the Demon Lock is that people aren't familiar with it, right? Yeah.
There's just so many variations of Demon Lock, and everyone plays a slightly different variation. We saw at the ESL a Legendary Series tournament over the weekend that Savids was playing against Demon Lock for the first time, Silent Storm's Demon Lock, in fact, and he played a BGH as a 4-2 because he hadn't seen any BGH targets. And the turn directly after, Silent Storm draws a Mal'Ganis, plays on the board, and Savids instantly loses just because he wasn't aware of what was in Silent Storm's deck.
Yeah, those are definitely the more weirder types of decks. Flame Strike is only gonna kill 2 things here. It's gonna ping off the Mistress. Well, the Mistress dies now, so that's something, right?
Yeah. So I guess the Mistress wasn't like the game-breaking card that we hyped it out to be, but there's just so many like cards in ek0p's hand right now. Plus, he has the 2 Siphon Souls, and he's yet to draw either of his Earthring Farseers or anti-Keelbots.
So much healing. I guess you can silence this, right? I mean, the Antonitis is gonna get siphoned, so you don't really need to keep the silence.
Yeah, you have 2 Siphons. The only other 2 Siphon targets in Dog's deck are the second Doomsayer and the Antonitis. So, like, if you just keep because you have 2 Siphon Souls in your hand, you're like, okay, I can deal with that. So why not use my Iron Beak Owl right here?
Well, just think of what else you can do right now.
Yeah, I think Iron Beak Owl plus maybe Mortal Quill uses up 3 mana, but then what else?
Well, does this deck run Mal'Ganis? Because you want to summon those little demons and then just buff them out, right?
Probably not, because we see Sneasel Shredder in the deck, and typically when Sneasel Shredder is in the deck, it means like you're kind of want to dodge the BGH targets. So you probably don't even have Dr. Boom in this deck either.
Wow, really? No Dr. Boom. Okay, we'll see.
You sound so surprised.
I can't imagine a deck without Dr. Boom, to be honest. It's just too good.
And good anti-Kona Cold placement?
Nah, it's the ping is going to be happening. Right.
Yeah, but just in the rare scenario that he didn't have enough mana for ping, then this would have been alright.
Sure. Alright. Well, Sneeze is actually doing a lot of work here, right? I mean, if Dog decides to do like a Frost Nova Doomsayer combo, the Sneeze is going to pop out Legendary. So, could be pretty good. Yep. Yeah. Dog was just waiting for more answers.
You know, typically
loading up ammo, I guess.
Typically, the worst card in the the worst legendary that can drop out of the Sneasel Shredder is like Lord Rocker Cho, but like ek0p probably wouldn't mind that too much because if his opponent like throws a fireball at you, you get a fireball, so that might even be good.
Yeah, I guess any legendary is fine to be. I think the only one that screws you up is what's that rogue one? The Galawix, because you're giving your opponent like more mana to do stuff. So like that's the only one that backfires. Everything else is like okay. Like Napable, it's fine. It's not like backbreaking or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point. Gallowix can really like you can just use like 14 mana in a single turn.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video where like Savit's got like 16?
Yeah. He fought the Gallowix, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then he actually had lethal. He thought he lost already. So yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, Dog is actually. Oh my god, he's in a world of hurt right now. Like, what do you do? Last Frost Nova. If you use it, you're gonna have to like rely on burn. Do you go for the kill right now? I mean, you are holding a lot of damage. 15, 25, 31. That's a lot of damage. 31.
You can kind of go in between of the two plays. You can Frost Nova and maybe throw out a Fireball as well, and maybe even throw out a Frostbolt.
Oh man, like Fireball, Frostbolt. I think Power Blasting the face is really good. Oh yeah, I like that.
I like that as well because you can just use 10 mana here, and then you free up mana for the next few turns in order to play a different kind of combination of cards. Like you could want to play like 2 Frostbolts next turn, or a Fireball, or 2 Fireballs, or like you can pair like a Frost Nova with any of those cards. So just more flexibility in coming future turns.
Oh, healing's gonna come. Medic has arrived. The Mistress of Pain is gonna even heal 1 more health. And yeah, looking pretty good for ek0p still.
Yep, just more damage to the face.
Wow, even using the Siphon just wants to gain that health. Nope, that's the Magic 21, but Dog does not have the super crazy combo.
Oh, fortunately for Dog, he actually draws into one of his cards that can draw him more cards. So now he has more options at least.
Ooh, that's not bad for him. But, well, ek0p kind of has the answer. So, it's kind of sad. But still. He thinks it's pretty good.
Yeah, that being said, like, I guess even if Dog draws the Archmage Antonidas, he won't be able to freeze the board on the same turn because I think this is the second Frost Nova he's used, I believe.
I think so. It is definitely the second Doomsayer because the first one just died to the Mistress.
But if he draws the second Antonidas, he won't be able to like Antonidas Frost Nova. So ek0p can just use the Siphon Soul on the Doomsayer if it comes down, and he doesn't have to worry about dealing with Antonidas as much.
Okay. Dog is counting with his fingers, of course. That's funny. Oh man. Okay. See,
that's great.
Hearthstone math is really hard. It is really hard.
I really hope we don't have to do too much math on stream. That's like my weakness. That's every caster's weakness, actually.
I'm really good at counting, by the way. Just.
Oh, okay. Because you're a math degree, obviously.
Yeah. No, it's totally different. Having a math degree has nothing to do with Hearthstone math. You can still be.
Exactly.
Wow, tapping into another Farsi here. So much healing.
He hasn't even gotten through the heal bots yet, so
yeah,
you might even see more of those. This is like just such a good anti-freeze mage deck.
ek0p's looking to pop the block next turn again. Dog is just drawing cards to draw more cards. So this is quite difficult. I can see Dog winning with the super combo, the Thalnos, Fireball, Frostbolt, Ice Lance. That's the 21 damage combo.
Yeah, just burns to the face, I guess.
All right, might as well go for it.
This Mistress of Pain has actually been doing a lot of work. It's been healing 1 every single turn.
It's like the Armor Smith for Warlock, more or less.
I mean, a 1/4 body exactly like the Armor Smith. I feel like the Armor Smith, both were underrated when they first came out. Like when players were playing Warrior at first in the beginning of Hearthstone, no one was playing Armor Smith. But then like now it's become like pretty much a staple. And similarly, like no one was playing Mistress of Pain when it came out in GVG, and now like every demon lock pretty much plays it.
Well, all right, we're gonna see a Priest 1/4 next expansion, right? Yep. Yep. I'll play it.
You wish. You wish.
Dude, I really want Priest to have a 1/4. All right. But now, okay. Going back to the game here, ek0p is deciding whether to heal himself more. I think he's just gonna pop the block. Can he pop the block and heal and clear the minions?
So 9, 10.
Shadow Flame you can, right?
Yeah. Shadow Flame is an easy ward clear plus pop the
Right.
block.
Don't think you want to tap anymore now.
I think maybe ek0p is considering popping the
The
Sneasel
Sneeds,
Treader.
really?
Yeah. Like he's thinking like, what can I get out of this that can make it like
Yeah.
more
what can you-
worse for my opponent?
Oh, Implosion.
Wait.
Wait, okay. That kind of clears the board without using the Shadow Flame, I guess.
That's interesting. I don't like this play as much because you damage your Mistress of Pain. Like with the Shadow Flame, you also like you now you have like you don't have any more space on the board, so you're gonna have to use like your own Shadow Flame if you want more space, and you draw
Right.
into an anti-Keel bot next turn.
Yeah, putting minions on the board against Freeze Mage sometimes can backfire. But Dog is holding what, 15 damage right now?
Draws
has the
the
Ice
Thalnos. Yeah, he definitely has the Ice Block, and but what else?
Ice Block, Frost Nova, and I guess a
Probably just the Fireball, right?
you could also burn a Frost. You just need a ping, right? So I think you actually Ice Block, Frost Nova, and then ping with the Frostbolt.
Okay,
You want to get the extra damage.
that's fair as well. Yeah, and next turn if he draws like an Ice Lance, you can still fit it in the Fireball in.
Right.
So yeah, so getting the ping in is pretty good. He actually is gonna play the Thalnos maybe. The Thalnos gives him extra draws.
Right. And Frostbolt to the dome.
Now, are we gonna see a Shadow Flame to kill the Blood Mage Thalnos? Oh, anti-Keel
Oh,
bot.
yes, we are, right? Oh, wait, actually, you can't. Oh, wait. You get Hellfire plus anti-Kill bot. Isn't that just fine?
But Hellfire damages you.
But you have you need a spot for anti-Kill bot. You need to pop the block as well, right? You have so many things you need to do. So just Hellfire and anti-Kill bot is the best way to do it.
So many.
You go back up to 20.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
So much burn. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah,
You
going up
also
to
pop Sneeds.
going up to 20 is pretty safe. Yeah, you have to also consider like if you want to pop Sneeds.
Nah, sure. Why not?
In before Trade Prince Galawix. The thing is, like, even if Trade Prince comes out, it won't matter too much in this scenario because Dog is only holding on to 2 cards, which will eventually become 4 cards next turn, but it's probably going to
Arcane
be...
Intellect, Smunk.
Okay.
Might be 5, and then it goes
Intellect.
crazy. But then, Galawix is only 1 card, so...
So
What are the chances of that happening?
Yeah, famous last words, Amaz. Famous last words.
Alright, Hellfire does come out. The legendary is gonna be...
Oh, we're going to have to wait a bit. Oh,
Oh,
Blue Chop.
okay.
What an unassuming 3-4.
Alex Strider decides to show up. Antonitis decides to show up as well. But, well, I guess you have to Alex Strider yourself to stay off lethal, but you're pretty much dead too. So-
3... Is that
Yeah,
lethal?
5.
That's 14 damage on board. So ek0p just has to have 1 damage. And there we go. Hellfire pretty much seals the game.
Alright, so series is tied up. Very nice. I guess two decks that kind of counter each other. That both players did not coup as well, right? So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the strategy behind not cooing the counter decks is. I guess like the players are thinking there's bigger counter decks or more threatening decks in the lineup. For example, like I know Team Cloud9, it probably is going to coup Rogue every single time. They've done so in pretty much every tournament, or they've banned Rogue in every single tournament, and they overall as a team they think it's the most threatening deck.
Interesting. Even more threatening than Druid, I guess, huh?
Yeah, that's the other one that a lot of players are cooing, just because Druid, like, no matter how good it is in the metagame, it can always just win out of nowhere because it draws wild growth into a Force of Nature, into a Savage Roar.
Yeah, that thing, right?
With some stuff in between, of course.
But I think the main weakness of Druid is themselves too, right? Because if they don't draw the cards they need, they just die. So I guess it's sometimes like a wasted ban. You kind of like playing with luck, playing with their draws there. And I hate it when your fate, depends on your opponent's cards. I never like that.
Yeah, you just feel so helpless as a Hearthstone player. That's probably one of the reasons that Druid gets banned just so often in tournaments.
Right. All right. Well, Dog is thinking of what to beat this demon deck with. I think all these choices are fair, but I think I actually think because there's so many minions, it's like I think it's gonna be. Oh, never mind. It's gonna be a rogue. Oh my god, I was wrong. I guess.
I like the rogue pick because it just has a lot of burst damage and it can control everything in the Demon Locks deck very well. Again, referencing the ESL series that just happened over the weekend, the Savids picked Druid into Silent Storm's Demon Lock deck every single time, and he just lost 0-3. Whereas the casters, they were like, why didn't he pick Rogue? Like even some of the other players,
Really?
yeah, even some of the other players who went along to cast that series were like, yeah, Rogue is probably a better pick.
Oh, okay. Well, ek0p is deciding where to coup this one, and he does indeed decides to ban out the rogue. So Dog has to choose another deck now. So yeah, ek0p does realize that what you said, and yeah, Dog. Well, Dog is actually pretty good at rogue, right?
Yeah, Dog is like one of the players that's well. He first of all, he's known for Ramp Druid. That's his like his one deck, and then I guess Rogue, and then Handlock, and then Freeze Mage.
That's a pretty good repertoire.
Yeah, he's known for a lot of decks that like require like they're not like the standard decks. I guess Druid is like the most standard of standard decks, but like Miracle Rogue, Freeze Mage, and Handlock, they're kind of like decks that where you have to like think around all your plays a lot. It just a lot of a different way of thinking than every other deck in the game.
Yeah, that's true. And now Dog has to choose between Druid and Hunter. Well, of course, Dog still has his own coup, which you know, he can use on ek0p's Demon deck if he thinks the matchups are not, you know, good enough. I don't know. I feel like Druid could have. Druid is okay here, although since ek0p is playing all those zombie childs and small creatures, it's just basically guaranteeing himself like a good start. And Druids can't really come back from a lost board, right? So
I kind of like Druid better just because I think Hunter might not be the best matchup because the Demon Lock deck has a lot of
heals.
it has a lot of heals. It has a lot of like it has Mistress of Pain, it has Zombie Chow, it has Mortal Quill, just a lot of things that can control the early board a lot, which is what Hunter strives to get board control early with its 1 drops, 2 drops, 3 drops, all the little things that curve out really well.
Yeah. Oh wow, Dog is actually gonna play this match. Interesting. Oh, that's why he played this match.
Yeah, Walled Growth,
he was
Keeper of the Grove, not bad.
Oh wow, a Spider Tech as well. So Dog is playing on more of the mech deck. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to see Mech Warper and stuff like that too.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit unpredictable as well. Dog's like the Druid guy. He's probably the player, along with Tice and Strifecrow, the player in the game who's most known for these kind of Druid decks. But Mech Druid isn't one that he's particularly known for. I've seen him playing it a bit on stream, but yeah, I think he's most known for like Ancient of War decks or just decks with 1 combo. Standard Druid decks, basically.
Sure. Alright, Silence is gonna go off here, and of course you go to the face. Your opponents get traded into it anyways, the Spider Tank. It's funny how versatile the Demon Lock is, right? I mean, if this was the first game, then Dog might have thought this was just a handlock, right?
Yeah, but I am curious, like how much research Dog did into ek0p before coming into this tournament.
Well, now he knows, so if he didn't do any research, then he has to really think on the spot, right?
But this is like one of the things that about Hearthstone is that if you do the research, you can know pretty much like 29 to 30 cards in your opponent's entire deck, which is like just such a huge advantage.
Yep. It's also a huge advantage to bring someone nobody's seen, right? Like with the Dark Onyx thing that just happened. It's pretty insane. All right, what 4 drops gonna come out? Hopefully it's good. And
nope, it's not that great. We can see Dogs like shaking his head, like
the shaking face.
Not what I wanted.
Yeah, kind of underwhelming. Better than Summoning Portal.
Yeah, ek0p's considering playing BGH, but I think that's probably like we can see that it's probably a mistake because Dr. Boom is in Dog's hands.
Probably,
Yeah.
It's an understatement. It will be terrible. But
the thing is, like, mech Druid decks typically like they're the more aggro decks, so they're probably gonna run Dr. Boom. So throwing BGH out as like a jungle panther probably not the best decision.
Yeah.
But then again, ek0p doesn't really have much much to go for. Like I guess he can try to tap into a 2-drop.
Is that even good though? Like, do you want to play Mistress on this board? No, not really. Wow, it's an awkward situation. Oh no! Oh no! Oh man, that's gonna hurt. Oh, it's not gonna hurt. No, it's gonna hurt. No, it's not.
No, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
All right, well, there you go.
Well,
Innervate as well.
Sorry.
Oh,
I wonder what the play is here.
Oh,
fuck
ek0p's
it.
just gonna raise his hand, do the shrug. Yep. Yeah, MCs could actually help out here, but no.
Wow. So what we learned from that attack is that Dog has no Murlocs in his deck, unfortunately.
Really? Really? You don't say. Oh, man.
Although actually I think that might have been a mistake to trade in the Keeper, to trade in the old Murkai instead of the Keeper, because I guess it plays around my control tech a bit more, because if he my control techs the the old Murkai, it gets charged. But then again, like
okay.
Piloted Treader could drop a Murloc.
Right. Okay. We're getting very that's a bit too deep Murlocs in this matchup, but yeah. Well, that's a big board for Dog, and not a good Hellfire for ek0p as well. So
And of course we can see the Savage Roar plus Innervate plus Swipe.
plus
So, yeah.
even Rewinder.
Yeah, Rewinder for the Keeper of the Grove.
Yeah, why not? Actually, is this lethal? He can just rewind the Keeper of the Grove, silence this Belcher, and maybe go in, right?
Oh man, this math is so hard. So 5. So that's 12 damage
And-
from the Savage Roar, and then
Wait, Savage Roar does 10 damage, right?
no, it
So
does
10 plus
it does
18.
no, Savage Roar does 12 damage.
No. You have to rewind something, right? So you can't. Wait, do you just Savage Roar?
Oh yeah. Well, you can
You can just do it anyways? You don't even need to silence? Wait,
This
can you
is-
even do Silence Keeper and then Savage Roar swipe? I don't think you can. That's too much. It's too much mana. 5. Wow.
5. Yeah, it's too much.
Okay, so I guess you just swipe the Belcher and then use the Boombot, the one that has an effect. Hopefully hit for 4 or something, and then go Savage Roar. Is that lethal?
I guess it depends on the boom mob hit.
If the Boombots hit the face for... I'm trying to do math, it's funny. Yeah, if the Boombot hits the face for 4, then that's lethal. Oh, Innervate. Oh, he's not gonna go for it yet. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, that also makes sense, because ek0p couldn't deal with the board last turn, right? Not like he can deal with it this turn either. Okay, hit with the Keeper, rewind the Keeper. Yep, sure.
Okay.
That's perfectly fine.
That just allows him to get past one more taunt.
Yeah. Maybe in tournament series it's like that, right? When you go like, I don't know how to do math, I'm just gonna go with the regular play instead.
I really hope he didn't miss lethal, and he probably didn't, to be honest.
Yeah. Alright, so what do you do here? You're screwed.
I think ek0p from that play that Dog just made, he's like, okay, I guess my opponent doesn't have Savage Roar. Maybe I'll survive next turn.
Oh jeez. Well, Doomsayer, right?
Yeah, Doomsayers, there's always a possibility, like 1 in like 50 something.
Boom! Oh. No, just normal stuff.
Aw.
I guess that's it? I mean, ek0p knows he has a Keeper in his hand. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so he might be thinking, okay, if he just has a Keeper anyway, I might as well like anti-Killbot.
Alright.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, that's... I can't do math, but I'm pretty sure that's still lethal.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Probably way
Well-
over lethal.
ek0p's 4-2 BGH might have just cost him this game. He's gonna drop another series, and yeah, Dog just needs one more game, and he's gonna take it.
Yeah, and ever closer to that first tournament win for Dog, whereas ek0p, he's had a lot of tournament wins lately, so... Or not lately, but just in general over his very long and fruitful Hearthstone career, so... Maybe just balancing it out, Dog getting a few more accomplishments.
Yeah, man, the temptation of playing BGH as just like a 4-2, right? That's just bad. But hey, Dog has a Druid versus Mage and a Paladin. I think both put up pretty well against a druid. So I think Dog is just gonna use the coup for an extra mulligan. That's pretty good. Or he can also like Hunter's also good against. Well, Hunter's not really good against Paladin, so I could see that Dog just wants to wipe out the Paladin, and just play against Mage with Hunter as well.
Yeah, I think it also depends a lot on what kind of mage this is, but knowing ek0p, I think it's like 90% going to be mech mage.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I have seen him play freeze mage a bit on stream lately, but I think like the default mage these days is of course mech mage, so
Sure.
that's what you got to assume as Dog.
Yep. Mech mage. It's fun because right now in the meta, there's a lot of Kazan mystics, right? Just to target both mages and hunters. So we might see players bring that. But yeah, it's gonna be mech mage, and Dog says nope, don't want that. And of course not, right? Druids are terrible against mech mages with the mirror entities on the big creature and whatnot. So there you go. 2 chances for Dog to defeat ek0p's Paladin.
Yeah, ek0p's it's a little known, but ek0p's signature class is Paladin. He's once quoted as saying, "I don't think anyone plays Paladin correctly except me." So,
whoa, big words.
Very big words from our man ek0p.
Okay.
So we're gonna be seeing the self-proclaimed best Paladin player in the world in the next series, and I'm certainly very excited.
Okay, well, I think the best Paladin in the world can actually be a Dog Druid though. It's pretty deadly too. Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of like signature deck versus signature deck.
Yeah, Wild Growth. It's I'd say Dog has the advantage now already.
Well, actually, like ek0p's hand is like really good right now. We have
That's true. Muster is one of the main cards to beat Druids with, right?
We have like turn 2 shielded minibot, turn 3 muster, turn 4 quartermaster.
Oh, actually, that is pretty insane.
And then like you have a True Silver to follow up and a Sylvanas to follow up. Like his game is like so well planned for him right now.
Oh, look at ek0p's face. He's like pissed already. It's like the game hasn't even started yet. And it's like Yeah,
ek0p has this thing where like he sees his opponent get something quote unquote unfair, and he just like shakes his head like violently.
Yeah. It's the turn your head to the 9 o'clock direction, roll your eyes, and then shrug your shoulders, right?
Okay, you've got it down.
Exactly. All right. Well, Muster seems too good here because the only thing that really wipes you is swipe. Oh, it's still Dog's turn. Oh wow, it's gonna hero power down the Divine Shield. Okay, nice. These are kind of like a Moonfire.
Slightly worse Moonfire, but it'll do.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? That's insane Moonfire. You can use it to like do other things, right? Plus is a Moonfire.
Alright.
Do you pop the Shredder?
It's such a good trade. I guess like why not?
Okay, this might backfire for ek0p, and it's oh, wow, that's a good one. Wow, the whole board is cleared now.
Actually, that's for me. That's probably the one that I get the most in my games. The shielded minibot. It's such a good one.
It's one of the best.
It's like one of the best 2-drops in the game.
So sometimes it's even better than Millhouse, right? Because it has the Divine Shield.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so choosing to go with the Mech Warper instead of the Wrath, just to establish more. Well, ek0p can Quartermaster one guy.
It's still not too bad.
Really? That's not too good. That's not good. You want more value out of that card, right?
I think a lot of it depends on how many Quartermasters that ek0p plays in his deck. Like if he plays like 2 Quartermasters, then he might just be wanting to get more value out of this one, because if he draws the second Quartermaster, it might just be dead for the rest of the game.
Alright, well, I think ek0p's hand is still looking really good. But of course, Druids can always draw the Ancient of Lore, and it's gonna be like, fine again.
Yeah, ek0p is like at a pretty safe life total. Plus, he's got like a really nice card advantage. So, all in all, pretty good for things are looking pretty good for ek0p.
Sylvanas might actually have been pretty good there too.
Yeah, Sylvanas is just like the card against Druids, I guess. Like, normally when you play against any other deck, you probably don't want to drop Sylvanas on an empty board. But like against Druid, like it's so hard for them to deal 5 damage to Sylvanas. And even in this scenario, like it's just even if Sylvanas gets silenced, you're putting a 2/4 minion on the board versus a 5/5 minion, which just trades so unfavorably.
All right, Druid Claw is gonna come down most likely. It's gonna be in taunt mode because you don't want to die to sword. And back to ek0p side, you can just play Sylvanas now. It's pretty good. Oh wow! Instead, gonna go for the boom.
Hey Amaz, you know what's better than a turn 7 Dr. Boom?
I think. Wait, you know what? To be honest, I think it's better to play Sylvanas here because
I actually like Sylvanas too.
Yeah.
In this scenario, just because like you can kind of curve out a little better, and the Sylvanas like puts a lot of pressure on your opponent's board anyway. I guess like his thinking is that the Sylvanas doesn't cleanly trade into the Druid of the Claw, and that's why you play the Dr. Boom here.
No, I was just thinking you just get blowed by BGH, right? Like you just basically summon 2 boom bots for 7 mana. Not that that's bad, right? That's still pretty good. But the thing is, like, if your Sylvanas gets silenced, it's still a 5/5, and that's like a bigger body. So yeah. But oh man, there you go. Boom on boom action.
It's the best.
Well,
Yeah, ek0p can actually deal with that pretty well.
sure.
And plus, like, we see both Lay on Hands and Anti-Kill Bog in his hand right now, so he's not, like... If he somehow is able to stabilize the board in the next few turns, he'll be able to heal back to full health. So this game is... It might not end in the next 2 or 3 turns, but I think it'll be decided in the next 2 or 3 turns.
Sure. I mean, Aldo here is insane. It just heals the Dr. Boom for 6 health. Keeps it alive on the board as well. So, yeah, Aldo Shredder seems like a very good move.
Okay,
Two.
that's fair.
2 is fair. I think 0 is fair.
Okay.
Yeah, just some 2 1/1s, right?
For what it is now, I think it is fair.
Okay. So yeah, Aldo's gonna come down. That's pretty insane.
Yeah, we could just be casting this game, and next turn, Dog draws Force of Nature, and we're like, okay, game over.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that could happen, right?
Dog wins the series.
Yeah, but if Dog doesn't dodge the Force of Nature right now, then it's kind of troubling.
But
Swipe
that's pretty good.
It's not that bad.
It like
Oh, actually, it's pretty sick. I think you do Azure swipe first, right? So then the Boombot is like the Boombot can hit a 1 health Dr. Boom.
I think you swipe first, so the Boombot can't hit the Dr. Boom again with the explosion.
Oh wow, double. Oh whoop, nope. Just gonna go for that instead. And well,
Wait.
now you. Whoa. Okay, such a face.
Okay. Not bad. I see how you work. But a Cog Hammer. That's
Cog
gonna
Hammer
be
plus anti-kill bot. Wow. That's a turn.
That is a turn, and that is a card.
That is a card. Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, like you said, I think ek0p's just gonna win this game now.
Yeah, this looks pretty locked in. Like, how is Dog gonna clear this 7/4 minion?
But plus he has to do damage, right? Leon Hands is gonna come too. Well, double Azure Drake means that you have more options. Not a lot of oh, there it is. And well,
Lotheb.
wow. Well,
Yeah, I guess you see what happens after this.
yeah. No, just double spell power. Oh, it's dead.
Yeah, it's dead anyway. So
Yeah. Would ek0p go a little bit greedy here? I don't think you can. Right?
yeah, like greedy as in like you play the Sylvanas, or go for
No,
face.
greedy as like the 7/4 chase with the 2/2.
Oh.
And you keep it alive, yeah.
I
That's
don't
pretty greedy.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
I guess like you.
Go for face here. It's like what's an Azure gonna do?
You still get blown out. You kind of get blown out by BGH. Like, it's not a blowout, but you give your opponent a chance to come back in this game.
Sure, and it's a druid, right? Some druids do play Black Knight.
Yeah, I think like ek0p's main decision here is whether he wants to lay on hands or Lotheb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and land hand seems to be a pretty good decision because we have both Consecrate and Equality in ek0p's hand, so he can just deal with whatever board comes in the next turn.
Well, next turn he also has Lothar and Belch. Oh!
Whoa, wait.
Oh! Okay. Well
So
then.
that's still not lethal,
Not quite.
but
16 damage to the face. It's not lethal.
I mean it's gonna be 18 damage to the face.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh! That's actually pretty bad. It's 16 damage to the face, right?
Yeah, sorry, 16 damage to the face.
Yeah. So the swipe is actually threatening to kill ek0p. Because, okay, wow, this is actually really bad for ek0p now. Wait, is the sword gonna help? Oh wow, this is actually really bad.
I think. How does wait? He has to clear this Azure Drake.
He's dead. Whoa. Wait, so you equality consecrate and use choose silver to hit his face? Wait, what else can you do? The Belcher is a lose.
Mhm.
Wow, how can this happen?
Is ek0p thinking about that swipe in Dog's hand? It's such a tense moment. Oh my god.
Think about swipe. Are you kidding me? Wow. This is terrible. This is so bad. Dude, ek0p is gonna feel so bad after this game, I can even tell.
I just want if ek0p loses this game because he doesn't play around swipe, then I really want to see. I really want to see his reaction. Like ek0p's already seen one swipe, so he's like, "What are the possibilities that he could have two swipes? Almost zero, right? Almost zero."
Oh, this is so sad. He's gonna let Belcher and love them? Oh man. Oh man. Oh, that's it. No, that's it! I can't believe it!
Dog's. I saw like a faint smile on Dog's face.
Yeah, Doug is like, you know. Oh. Oh man. Yep.
ek0p is just, he's so visibly upset. He's just like squirming around in his chair right now. Oh man.
That has got to feel bad. Yep.
Well,
Well,
there we
you
have
go.
it. Druid.
The
Druid things.
shenanigans of Druid, guys. Always bring Druid into tournaments because, you know, you do stuff like that and you just win the game, right? I hope as soon as the brackets are updated, we'll head on to that. So once again, Dog does beat ek0p in the first series 3-1. ek0p is going to move over to the losers bracket and it's going to face the loser between Faramir and Forsen. Of course, the winner goes on to face Dog in the winners bracket, and the winner will just advance to the weekend already and actually guarantee themselves third place. And of course, losers, if they actually advance, they guarantee themselves fourth place, which is good, right? Yeah, when we come back from our 3.5-minute break, guys, we'll jump right to Faramir versus Forsen. You don't want to miss it. So yeah, we'll see you then.